everyone, Josh here with Excess Games, bringing you all another Awaken Chaos era, and today we're going to be talking about two common units in the game that are actually very good. Yes, you heard that correctly, common units. By the way, the account you see here in the background is probably going to be our new main here on the channel. It's the free-to-play series account that we're going to be going with starting on episode 5 going forward. We've done some really amazing things. I'm actually very impressed with what I've been able to accomplish, and I feel like I've actually had a lot better luck in this account than I did even in my main account, which is funny enough because that actually had paid for tokens from the beta carried over, and for some reason we had just terrible luck with our summons on that account, like dreadfully bad. And this account, we actually pulled the biggest unit that I could possibly pull for this account, and we actually got him off camera. We did it in 2 multis because I had to do 2 multis on 2 separate occasions to complete the stage 1 of the foodie guide. The rest of the summons will probably be done tomorrow when the summoning event is live, so we might make a video just for summons for this account as well. Hopefully we can get some dupes and some other really solid units. We'll see what happens, but I'm really liking the progress that I've made on this account. Fully free to play, obviously. But yeah, just want to give you guys a quick little scoop on that. That's going to be something we're going to be going into in our next free-to-play series video. So stay tuned for that, episode 5. Hopefully it will drop tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe later today if I'm feeling it, but it'll probably be more or less tomorrow. Now we also have a 4.5 to 5 hour maintenance that's going to be happening as well, which will be by far the biggest maintenance we've actually ever had thus far. So hopefully something big comes out of that. Now, as a lot of you know, I'm very open when it comes to giving criticism of this game and the people that are behind it, because I want to see the game actually do well. I know a lot of people actually confuse my criticisms for hate. If I hated the game, you would absolutely not see me covering the game, talking about the game, uploading videos, more, definitely not even playing the game. I would just completely do something else entirely with my time than waste it anymore on this game. But I did see potential, and I still see glimpses of it here and there. So we'll see what they do with that 4.5 5 hour maintenance and see if something big can happen, because I do know that global release, basically just releasing in more regions that's currently available now, and then probably also releasing on iOS, that's supposed to happen sometime in January, from what I'm hearing. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see. I'm gonna remain skeptical. Obviously they have given me no reason not to be, but we'll see if something big happens. If so, we're gonna talk about it no matter what, if it's good or bad, as you guys know here. But that's all the latest news when it comes to Ace. But now let's get to the meat and potatoes of today's video. The 2 common heroes that you guys came here to find out about. How good are they? Why are you using them? All that and more. So let's go on up here to our index. So we're going to actually search by common. I know this isn't something that you're normally going to do. You're usually searching by, elite or epics or legendaries. Today we are searching by commons. Now, there is 2 units that are in the common pool of characters that are absolutely underrated, underappreciated, could arguably be man's best friend in a way, and they're amazing. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually the lesser of the 2. Yes, they're not both going to be good equally. One is better than the other, but they're both still very, they stand out amongst the others. So we're going to talk first about the Ice Wolf. Now, I love the character designs of this, and I will say I'm a little bit biased here because one of my favorite animals in the world is a wolf. I've owned a wolf. I've had a wolf. I've raised a wolf. I've had wolf pups. I've done all that, okay? So I personally love wolves. In case any of you are wondering what kind of wolf I had a gray wolf. I've also had a gray wolf mixed with Siberian Husky that looked beautiful, but enough about me and my fetish for wolves. Let's talk about the Ice Wolf here. So obviously, since he is a common unit, he's going to have a D attack, health, and defense, very low stats, which kind of sucks, but there's a way around that. There's a thing called flat stats that you can get on main stats of gear that kind of take care of those low main stats. So there you guys go. Quick little tip for your account setup, I guess, for gear for units that you might want to play around with lower grade main stats. You can use flat stats from gear. There you go. So he has a C speed and crit rate is 6%, but the crit rate we don't really care about. The speed is our main concern when it comes to gear. Actually, you want to try and get him as fast as possible, and you're going to need 5 dupes to get his speed. The same thing can be said for the next unit we're going to talk about. So you only need to take this unit up to 5-star with 5 dupes, and since they're common, you can get all this through normal summons. 100% free to play, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, so you're going to go ahead and try and get his speed up as high as possible. Then you're going to want to go ahead and run a full speed set on him. The same thing will be set for the other units. So we're going to try and like knock out the gear for both these units right now to save some time. So again, you want a full speed set. You want to go ahead and try to run flat main stats. Try to get HP and defense. These units are not going to be there for DPS. They're going to be there for utility support, whatever you want to call it. So they need to be fast and somewhat a little bit tanky. Okay, that's it. And then you take them to 5-star, 5 dupes invested. That's it. You do not take these units to 6-star. You don't need to do any crazy levels of investment. I mean, if you want to do their glyphs, for whatever reason, you could do that as well, but you don't even really need to touch their glyphs if you don't want to. Maybe for the next unit we talk about, you might want to give some glyph investment, because our next unit will be a little bit more versatile than the Ice Wolf. But that's just my gear suggestions for you guys and gals out there for these units if you do choose to use them. Now, what makes the Ice Wolf useful is it grants counterattacks to all team members. Now, this makes the Ice Wolf somewhat of a baby William. Okay, he's a baby William. He doesn't have all the cool stuff that William has in his kit, like the additional damage on basic attacks. He doesn't have the AoE defense down. He doesn't, defense up himself. He doesn't do all those things, but he does provide you with that counterattack to all members, which is awesome. Now, you can utilize this in a lot of different content. If you need a mini William, if you need a blue water unit, you could throw it in your team. And then if you have a lot of units that have a lot of high impact DPS and you want them to counterattack often, especially if you're trying to do like some kind of burst damage to certain units, like for example, Queen of Tides, where she just drains your HP so quickly, even if you're running full wood units, maybe having a counterattack can maybe help you out. Just an example. I don't think he's going to really help you beyond like maybe stage 9 of that, because that is a very difficult dungeon to clear. But other types of content where you need a water unit with counterattack or just counterattack for your team, for even farming, PvP, whatever you need, that could be a nice little mini William there, a free-to-play version of William, an even more free-to-play version of William, if you will. So that's nice. Like I said, the first skills, they don't matter. They're not there for DPS. They're simply there for support utility. I just thought that having a unit that's that cheap to build that can give your full team counterattack could be useful in some areas. Again, not too much investment for the Ice Wolf. Now, the gap between usefulness from the second unit to the first unit is actually quite large. Just because I said the Ice Wolf was one of the 2 best commons in the game, it does not mean that they share equal footing here when it comes to being useful in the game. Our next option, the best option out of all of the commons, is our boy right here, the Desert Wolf. Now, this guy brings you something that can help you in a lot of areas. This is the one that if you are going to work on glyphs, this is the one to do it on. The other one, not so much. This guy does something for your team that saves you so much in investment, and you're going to find out here in a moment. And a lot of you have probably already heard of the Desert Wolf. You've probably seen him mentioned and brought up before. This guy can be utilized in PvP tremendously. This guy can be utilized in farming, just your glyph farming, your gear farming, your jelly farming, whatever. This guy does it all because he has one skill, and that one skill is tremendous. And what he does is he grants crit rate up all to team members for 2 turns. Now, that might not sound like much on the surface, but bear with me. 30% crit rate is basically like replacing a ring on all of your gear. You don't have to run a crit ring, or it opens up the possibility where you don't have to run a crit set at all. And if you're running this with a unit like Zatlix, for example, who already gives himself so much crit from his passive, where you only need to get him up to roughly around 60-70% to crit quite consistently, now you only have to get him up to like 30-40%, which means that's more DPS, that's more crit damage, that's more attack percentage, that's more precision, that's more whatever other DPS stat you want to utilize. You can put it on them, or you can put more tanky stats on your DPSs. You know, whatever you want to do, this opens up a lot of doors here for giving your DPS team a little bit of a makeover, because 30% crit rate is huge. Okay, it's absolutely huge. So if you run him and he's super fast, so he goes first before the enemies, which you could easily do that with a full speed set like we mentioned earlier in the video. Obviously he's going to get plus 15 speed as well when you put a 5th dupe into him. So all those things considered, and even if you want to glyph him up as well, you're going to make him a super fast desert wolf. He's going to go out there, he's going to give you a crit rate up for 2 turns, and your entire team is just going to cleave like nothing. It's going to be very useful in cleave teams in PvP. It's going to be very useful in farming, like we've mentioned, just going through the different stages of story or dungeons. It's going to be awesome, because now you can go more DPS heavy or invest into other stats like precision, which is a very underrated stat, but precision makes units not care so much about type disadvantage or advantage. Obviously you're going to still lose the 50% attack bonus or take the 50% additional damage, but the chance of you being deflected, which is basically cutting your damage in half and taking away your ability to crit, will be lessened. So precision is a very underrated stat in my opinion. So you can invest more into that, or invest more into, of course, like I said, attack or crit damage, which is very, very awesome. So this guy can do a lot with just one skill, which is kind of funny, but that's how a lot of units are built in this game. It's like it only takes one trait or one skill or one particular stat to make a unit stand out. And in my opinion, the Desert Wolf is by far the best common in the game. Matter of fact, he's so good, in fact, I'd run him over every rare in the game, every common in the game, and even over probably at least half of the elites. He's that good, because crit rate up for your entire team for 2 turns is powerful, and it's only a 3-turn cooldown, so you're only going to have really 1 turn, or I should say 1 round rather, in most cases, where you're not going to have that crit rate up, and you're going to be fine, because if you're running, you know, high-end DPSs, you're not gonna need more than usually 2 turns, especially in PvP. You're going to cleave and then it's over. So again, this is going to be very, very helpful. This is going to save you a lot of investment on gear. This allows you to change the way you're going to do your gear and opens up more possibilities that you may not have had before. So I want you guys and gals to let me know what you think about these 2 wolves in the comment section below. Again, I am biased for wolves, but we cannot deny these 2 wolves just stand out amongst all the others. Now, there are other units that I'd consider that are decent, that are commons, like some of them can do freeze, some of them can do guaranteed stuns, but the problem is those are very situational. They're not going to be useful on all types of content, and a lot of content are just like, yo, you can't debuff me, or you can't, you know, CC me, crowd control me. So I didn't feel like those units were as worth mentioning as these 2, because I feel like these 2 are more universal. You know, one size fits all type of deal, plug and play characters. You can put them in any team and they'll be effective. So again, let me know what you guys think about my 2 units I've talked about. Let me know what you guys think about the Desert Wolf. I feel like he is a unit that a lot of free-to-play should be utilizing. I know personally I'm going to be utilizing both these wolves. I already have them somewhat built up on this account, even on my other account, because I know how good they are. And you know, you pair up a Desert Wolf with a Hydrisia, especially my Hydrisia that has like almost 6k attack, 58-60% crit rate with a crap load of crit damage. You're talking, all right? You're talking about something really cool here. So anyways, let me know again what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe, check notifications, and join me in the Discord in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at XSPlays. Like the video if you guys did, if this was helpful, or if you guys are kind of just like, hey man, I love wolves too, drop a like, man. Let me know in the comment section below again, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.